Hi friends, Aitherea here, and there's nothing I love to do more than complain, so let's just get right into it. If you can't tell, I am one of those people who is not very happy with what I'm seeing in Benchmark, and all I can do is cope and hope that the reason it looks the way it does is because it's not finished, or because Benchmark has really crappy lighting, or just like it's a problem with Benchmark, okay? It's just a problem with Benchmark. It's not gonna look this way in 7.0, right? I hope not. Let's create a character. We are going to load appearance data for my Aura, and this is in the Benchmark. We are now going to create a character, and we're gonna load appearance data for my Aura in Final Fantasy XIV. And let's quick change her hairstyle so that it's a little easier to see her face. And let's do that here too. And now let's talk about my biggest problems with this new Aitherea. First of all, knock knock, anybody home? She looks dead, lifeless. Is there any soul peering through those eyes? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. And I know people thought that this looked soulless, but we're taking it to new heights here. She has been through some shit. I know I went through like the entire game of Final Fantasy XIV, the Warrior of Light. We lost some friends along the way. We had to experience Endwalker, but it looks like I went through all that, actually got depressed about it, somehow didn't turn into a spoiler, and I maybe did some drugs and finally got clean, and here I am 10 years later, not feeling so good, but you know, and I'm being a little dramatic here, because if I just saw this character, if I was new to Dawntrail, I logged in and I made a character and this is what I made, I'd be happy with it. Like, let's be real, she looks good. I'd be happy with it. But when I look at my original character, I am no longer happy. And I'm gonna tell you why, okay? I'm a dramatic little bitch right now, but let me tell you why. The biggest thing for me is basically the moisture, the eyes, and the lips. And you're like, the moisture, what do you mean? The moisture, my friends. Where is the shine on anything? Where the hair is so dull. This is Final Fantasy XIV. And look at that shine. Her skin does not look so dull. Her lips have shine. Her eyes, I mean, yes, it's kind of small. They don't look as lifeless to me, okay? This girl is dull as shit, okay? And you might be thinking, I mean, maybe it is just the lighting in Benchmark, I'll give you that. But I just want to prove my filters are off, okay? I'm not using reshed, I'm not using any filters. This is Final Fantasy XIV. This is all Final Fantasy XIV. This, I don't know what this is, okay? This is gross. The lighting is so bad. The lighting is best here, so let's stay here for now. Okay, I already said the eyes are lifeless. The next thing that bothers me, like, the most, is the lips. So, this is my original character in Final Fantasy XIV. We're in Final Fantasy XIV right now. Look at this shading on the lip. Look at this beautiful little dip, this little curve. Look at the fullness of the lips. Gorgeous. Look at the color. She looks like she's wearing a beautiful little lip tint. She's a natural beauty. What the fuck is this? Girl's parched, okay? She doesn't even have a lip balm on. I guess this looks more like she's wearing like an opaque kind of satin lipstick. Hardly satin, closer to matte, but a mix in between. There's like a teensy bit of light on here. And the shadowing, it seems like she has a teensy bit of a dip. But that shading is not there. It's much more pronounced here. Don't her lips look fuller too? They almost seem like they curve. They don't curve up, but the corners of her mouth look a little bit more downward here, and a little bit more neutral, slightly upwards here. And that looks better to me. That looks better to me. Let's see. Also, obviously the color of her lip has changed. I can change the lip color. This is slightly closer, but I still just overall prefer this. I prefer the shading on this. I prefer the lips being not quite upturned, but slightly, ever so slightly. The other thing is, look at how beautiful her eyes are. Look at how beautiful her eyes are, because the reason they're so beautiful and they stand out so much is partially because the pupil is so small. Where here, they're not bad. They're not bad. They do look a little bit like they're made of glass, not gonna lie. Like I said, she looks like a doll. Her eyes, she looks like a doll with no soul. Her eyes look like they're made of glass. Not great, but here's the bigger problem with that is let's put some limble rings on this girl, and let's put some limble rings on and let's make them like a closer shade to her actual eye color. And now her eye color is like gone. Like if I have a different color of limble ring, you can still kind of see it, but I feel like the limble ring takes up so much more of her eyes now because the pupil is so much bigger than it is in the original. So let me put limble rings on here. And I'm gonna be honest, the limble rings in the original, they're not good, are they? I never wear them because they look so pixelated. They're not good. I will say these limble rings look so much better. This is actually an upgrade in terms of the way that they're not so pixelated. But overall, I think that it would be better served if the pupil was smaller, just so that the limble rings didn't take up so much of the colored eye. And if you wanted to have like a two-tone eye, it would work a little bit better if the pupils were smaller. So there's my Aura. That's how I feel about her. Maybe I'll learn to love it. Maybe I'll learn to deal with it. But as of now, I'm a little disappointed, just to say the least. Like, the other weird thing is like the skin texture. And it looks worse. It looks worse in the trailer, but it's like blurry. Like, why does the game look more blurry? Like, why does the benchmark look more blurry than the actual game? Like, is that not weird? Do you see that? Like, what is with that? Why does her skin look better in the old game versus the benchmark? Why does it look like that? I told you I'm not using any NVIDIA filters or any reshade or anything. This is the benchmark. This is the game. And obviously the light keeps changing in the benchmark. Hello. Come back. The sun moves around in benchmark, which is annoying. But no, like, you can tell, like, what the heck? That's not a graphics upgrade. She's got the fucking blur filter on TikTok because she doesn't have confidence in her beauty. All right, let's move on to my cat girl. Now, the cat girl I think is not quite as bad as the Aura. They tried to add some more detail to the eyes, but we still have this problem with the lips, especially. Here we are in the benchmark. They're a whole lot darker and the shape is kind of fucked. I don't think it looks bad. It's just that, like, look how much personality these lips have. They have, I don't know, they have like the little curve here. They have quite the like kind of rounded shape at the top. They're very full. These are thinner and the rounded shape is kind of gone. And the top lip looks a little bit too thin for the bottom lip, in my opinion. Whereas in this one, even though it is still thinner, because it's so shapely, it like kind of works. And when we look at the lipstick, once again, this is more as if she put like a dark lip gloss over her lips or something. Like it's a gloss, right? It's like sheer. And that's going to come down to preference if you like this darker opaque shade or not. But that's not something that you can really toggle. Like, even if I put this at light, this doesn't look like this. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. I think I like light better now than dark, but it just feels like you can't quite get the same color that you had before. More so than that, though, I think the shape bothers me, because I don't mind so much the, like, light lip color, whatever. The other thing that really bothers me about this is the eyebrows. Like, here they're darker, so if we go out here and we kind of go back a little ways, you can still see her eyebrows, right? The cat girl eyebrows suck to begin with. I wish they would have actually changed those more and given us better eyebrows. But you go out here and it's like, where'd they go? She almost looks like she just has like a heavy brow versus actual eyebrows. They got a little bit too light here, in my opinion. Am I just seeing things? Or no, these are darker. They're definitely darker. The other thing is, I think the chin has become a lot softer. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Whatever. The issue with the eyes, though, is the eyes are like really intense now. It doesn't look quite as bad if I actually run the benchmark and see her in the trailer, but the eyes are really intense, so not sure what we're gonna do that. Okay, that was another case study. Miqote, not quite as bad. The main thing I'm hating again, though, was the lips. I just really missed the personality that these lips had. I feel like this character looks much more serene and like happier than this one does, because the lips are kind of more curved upwards. I don't know. Let's look at the bunny girl as our final case study, because my bunny girl actually looks really good. Once again, the lipstick is more severe in color, but I feel like that's the least of my problems, because, oh god. Because I can make it a little bit lighter if I want to. I can do that. Like, it's not as horrendous on the bunny girl. I actually think my bunny girl looks pretty good. She actually just looks like an HD version of my bunny girl, right? Like, this is solid. I do feel like, is her chin more chiseled in the original version? But like, they didn't do her dirty, right? Like, she still has her full voluminous lashes. Her lips look pretty much the same. She really looks so similar. This is what all of them should look like. This is like what we should be going for, right? This is the best. Okay, and finally, I just want to do some comparisons on Twitter, because I pulled together a few things and bookmarked them. Here we have Kyoko Star, who does Fashion Report. Thank you for Fashion Report, Kyoko. We love you. And Kyoko seems to have come to terms with their character and feels like their character looks good in the benchmark, so I'm happy for you, Kyoko. I love that you love your character. I'm still going to use it as an example, though, because in this particular photo, the left side is the benchmark, the right side is the original game. The eyes once again look dead. It has this dollish, dead, nobody's home behind the eyes look. The lips, also, again, I just think they're prettier. I just think they're prettier in the original version. They have this really pretty, like, gloss on them, where this is, like, this kind of opaque lipstick that isn't, like, bad, but it's just not as good, right? And then I feel like her character's wearing, well, their character, I'm not sure what gender Kyoko is, but their character's obviously a girl. I feel like this character looks like she's wearing blush, where this one, if she is, I can't really tell. So this one, yeah, it's not horrendous, and obviously, again, if I just came into the game as a new player in Dawntrail, I would think they looked great, but with the before and after, I actually like the before. Just saying. Oh, and the eyebrows, again, are much lighter. They're hiding, but they're much lighter, so that can be a problem, because sometimes you zoom out and the eyebrows, like, disappear, especially because cat girls get these super tiny eyebrows. But no, overall, I feel like there's something dead about a lot of the characters. Now, cat girls have lost their fangs, so if we look at this thing, this is what their fangs used to look like on the left, this is what they look like now. You kind of just got normal eye teeth now. GG, good for you. That's something a lot of people are mad about. And here's what I was talking about with the lips, because it's happening with the bunny boys too. If you see in the smile, he's got this dip here in his lips, and here it's just gone. And they also made like a photo of this here. This is on the left what the lips used to look like for a lot of races, and on the right they've really been straightened out, and they kind of lost their personality, which I think is just genuinely upsetty spaghetti. Like, that's not fun. We have a bunny boy here. His eye makeup is pretty much wrecked in the new version. The lips are different. I actually kind of like them better, if I'm being honest, but a lot of people like how pouty this lip looks, where this one doesn't really have that pout anymore. So that's an issue. Once again, the eyebrows are fucked. I'm sorry. Like here, they're thicker and they're like maybe a little bit darker, where here they're like disappearing into his face. Not great. Not great. This is just talking about gamma correction, which, by the way, in all of the footage, my gamma is corrected to 0, so just so you know. Here we have a bunny girl. This is the, unfortunately, this is the new version, and this is the old version. And unfortunately, she looks dead inside. Where's all the highlights? Where's the moisture? Like I've been saying, my Ora doesn't have any moisture. She needs some lip gloss. So does this girl. Where's the moisture? Where's the moisture? Where is it? It's gone. She looks much more alive in the original. And finally, this is like the crowning jewel of I'm so sorry that your character got wrecked. First of all, we have the lips, which got darkened, which again, like you can kind of mess with that in the lip color, but the shape looks different. This one almost looks more upturned than the original. I feel like the cute little like dip here has been kind of like messed with. The eyes look super dead. And as you can see, they labeled this. So benchmark is on the left, current is on the right. The eyes look so dead. They also pointed out here that the nose is like a lot darker. It's got the little, I don't know what you would call that, but the shading on the nose, which does technically exist in the original one, is a lot more intense here. So if you don't like that, you're screwed. Once again, they've pointed out the eyebrows, that you can see them even in harsher lighting, where the eyebrows in this version, they just don't seem to stand out quite as well as the original eyebrows do. So, you know, there's a lot going on. And you know what? There's one more thing I'd like to point out about the bunnies, if I can just find the shot that I need. Okay, I found it. At least in the benchmark. They forgot about the ears. Look at the texture of the hair. Look at the texture of the ears. This one I'm really gonna hope is just a benchmark thing. Just really gonna hope this is a benchmark thing. Someone else has apparently like light bulb ears or something. So yeah. So I just want to give my final thoughts as the benchmark plays, because I'm sure some of you are out here like, please, Aitherea, you need to watch it in the trailer. And I still don't think she looks that good in the trailer. I'm sorry, I just don't. Just wait till we get the boat close up. See, that's cursed. Why is she so dry? Why is she so matte? Why do her lips have no gloss to them? Why is the face texture like that? I just have a lot of questions and no answers. I guess when it comes down to it, I am attached to my character, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people who understand how I feel because they're attached to their character too. And the little nuances that made our characters who they are, like the color and the shape of the lips, the way that they were glossy, the way that the pupils were small, all these little things add up, and it might just be something where I just need to get used to it. Because honestly, I am that kind of person. I'm not gonna lie, I'm being real dramatic right now, but give me a month and I'll be singing her praises and saying she's the most beautiful character I've ever seen. That's who I am. Sometimes I really hate things, then I get used to them and I like them. I don't know. So maybe that will be the case. The other thing is, there's a lot of preference that is going on in here. And there's going to be a lot of people who see the way that their characters change, or who see the lips on like my old cat girl versus the new one and say, oh no, the lips look way better. What are you talking about? Even in some of the previews that I saw in like the live letter, I was like, oh, they really fixed the lips on here, or they really fixed the lips here. Like even earlier in this video, I said I actually preferred the lips on that bunny boy that got changed. It really comes down to preference, and everyone's going to have a different preference. The sad thing is that we don't really get to customize in this game to our preference. Customization is so limited, and I'm just so used to it, and I never really thought about it so much before. But now that things are changing, now that my character is being given a facelift, a plastic surgery that I did not consent to, and I don't have any option to change it, it really makes me wish that this game did have more customization, that there were different toggles, so I could toggle for her lipstick to look more like a gloss, or so that I could toggle the shape of her lips. I only get so many mouths to choose from, and none of them look like the old one, so it just kind of sucks because we really don't get that much customization. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, does the character look bad? I think the answer is no, and I also think I cannot truly know how she looks until I am able to play Dawntrail. I need to actually be able to get on my character in the finished product of the game that is released to us in July, or I believe the 28th or the 2nd, something like that, depending on if you have early access. I need to be able to get on that character and really see how she looks. How does she look in the cutscenes? Because I will admit, the lighting in Benchmark is atrocious. It is next level bad. How can I tell if she looks good or not when the lighting is that bad? So I really can't make a final verdict, but what I am seeing in the Benchmark kind of worries me, because she looks kind of dead, kind of lifeless, very dry, skin really blurred in a strange way. it's just not giving. It's not giving the way that my character originally did, and it just makes me worried that I'm losing something that I really, really loved. The benchmark is dull. I just need some shine back, some sheen back in her hair, some gloss back on her lips, and some life back in her eyes, okay? That's all I'm asking for. And worst case scenario, I'll play my Viera, because at least my Viera looks like the Viera I created originally, like it's hardly any different. But maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe I'm not. And to any of you who like it, good for you. Wow. Literally don't even comment. I don't want to hear you in the comments. Lucky for you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, if you like your character, that's fantastic. I'm happy for you, I guess. But for those of us that like don't, like you've got to understand, like we're just really attached to our characters and how they look. So it sucks that like there's nothing we can do to preserve them. And for some of us, they look really different. Like to me, the shape of her lips is like completely different. And maybe it's just the shading, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see for Dawntrail. I really hope it looks better in Dawntrail, and maybe I'll do an update video and I can watch this original video and cringe and laugh or something, or I don't know. I'll probably cringe at this in about 3 months time. I'm almost certain I will. I shouldn't be posting this, but I'm going to. Anyways, I think that's pretty much all that I have to say. I just hope I don't have to rebrand my channel, because I literally just did that with my Ora. My Ora was supposed to be my endgame girly that I was gonna be for like the rest of my life. I really loved her, so if I have to change again, I'm gonna be upset. But it is what it is. At least the flowers in Ilmeg look good. With all that said, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you guys like the update? Do you like your characters? And yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, leave a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm. Okay, bye!